Excellent. So here we are once again as a Superstars team ready to learn. I know we are always eager to get strategies on how to build this business. It is the simplest business, but not the easiest. And you and I don't want to look for easy things. We want meaningful things that will really catapult our success to a whole new level, but that will come with specific skills. And so today we want to yet again look at some of the very critical skills. In fact, if you allow me, I will say this is the most important one, because though I've combined two, that is prospecting and inviting, not closing as it were on the poster, but prospecting and inviting. These two are the most critical ones, and you cannot bypass them. Without this, then all the others will be difficult to really achieve. So for the people who have just joined us, I know we have so many new members in the team. Allow me to welcome you to the International Superstars team in a big way. Josephat Kariuki is my name. And Piero Zadai, we've done this business for the last 15 years. 15 years. And I look back and I'm surprised that really time flies when you're doing something that you love doing. So you are welcome to the team. Be ready to succeed big time. And you know, as long as you don't look back, then there's nothing that can stop you in this business. You'll achieve your wildest dreams. Trust me. So if you allow me, let me go ahead and share the screen so that, or the slides, so that we can move together. Right? So yes, that is a Superstars team, a very excited team there. For those who have just joined the team, congratulations. So effective prospecting and invitation. Effective prospecting and inviting. What is prospecting in layman language? Now, but before I go to that, remember our business is as simple as this. You look for people who will join your business, or if not joining, they buy products from you. That is the other aspect of the business. You make profits. But the main one is you want them to join. So that art of looking for the people who can join the business or at the minimum buy the products is what we are calling prospecting. Prospecting. And this business is not for everyone, but you don't want to miss out on people who can do the business. You will come across many who are not fit for the business. And in fact, there are some that you'll even be happy that they don't join. But you want as many as possible to join your business. So that is prospecting. And then when you prospect them, you want them to have a look at the opportunity. So you need to invite them to either a one-on-one where you present to them, or to a group meeting, maybe the presentations we do, like Saturdays through Zoom and other physical meetings. So that is all what we want to look at. Now, there is an art. There is an art and a skill as to how you invite. Okay? As to how you invite. Because sometimes we can do it the wrong way. You can do it the wrong way. You make very many, allow me for lack of a better word, silly mistakes that you later feel, oh, I'm the reason why this person didn't come to the meeting or didn't like the business, the opportunity. So we want to minimize on those. And they say, wise people learn from other people's mistakes, but fools insist on making their own mistakes. You don't want to make mistakes that you can avoid in this business. Although there is a good element and chance of you making mistakes, There are some that you have no other way than to learn through them. But now this session today helps you to really even accelerate. Allow me to start with the first step when you are prospecting people. This is the first step that you consider. Be in a hurry. Be in a hurry. Or if you like, appear to be in a hurry. Sometimes you might not be in a hurry, but you need to appear to be in a hurry. Why is this important? It's a psychological issue. You are trying to show the prospect that you don't have too much time. You are a busy person. And so they'll be attracted to you being someone who seems to be busy and having 1,000 things that are running. And then they will also treasure your time because they don't you don't have too much time. So they will treasure your time. And that is what you want. Now, more importantly, you realize that your calls and conversations will be shorter. And there will not be so many questions. There are some prospects who will ask so many questions and they take the show. Then they become the ones controlling the communication, the engagement. And you don't want that. You want to contain that and maintain that conversation, to be the one controlling it. Now, think of some examples that show that you are in a hurry. You could start with something like, whether it's warm or cold market for the new people. Warm market, these are the people you have encountered before. They are your friends, relatives, college mates, people that you know each other. Cold market are the people you would call strangers, although I don't believe in anyone being a stranger. It's just a friend that I had not met before. But let's just call them strangers for ease of understanding what we are talking about here. Cold market. So either way, you could start the conversation like, how are you? I am rushing for a meeting, but just a quick one. Now, that is the starting point. Don't bother about what after that. We will go to the second step and the third and all that. But when you start your conversations like that, sorry, I'm rushing for a meeting, but just a minute, please. You see, so they now can tell, hey, he's in a hurry. Someone please drawing my screen. That's unfair. Try not to do so. Right, let me share again the screen. Okay, there we go. So we were saying, you use something like that. I am rushing for a meeting, but just a quick one. Then now we can continue from there. That's just an example. Whatever it is that you will do or say that will show the prospect that you are a busy person, you have things that are awaiting you, that will help control the conversation so that it's not too long, and they will respect you. And by the way, that is how I also do my calls. If I've invited someone, maybe we've never met, hi, so-and-so, this is Josephat. Just a quick one. I'm rushing for a meeting, but I just wanted to confirm whether Now the other things can come in to fill in the statement, depending on many other factors. But let's now move on. So the first point was be in a hurry. Now let's go to the second step. Very, very important. A couple of things here. Compliment the prospect. Compliment the prospect. Complimenting is just getting something that you can appreciate regarding the prospect. And this cuts across whether it's a friend or a new person. Always sincerely appreciate them for something. This opens the communication and they become open to listen to what you have to say. Let's look at some examples. I think this is one of the things that I've mastered so that I always do it, always. Now, let's assume you've met someone in maybe a hotel. They have served you. You'll appreciate them or compliment them from the service they have given you. Wow, thank you so much. That was a great service. I should be coming to this hotel always. So that makes the person feel so comfortable. Anything you say after that, they will appreciate. Wow, you look so smart. Where did you buy this suit from? Wow, I love your shoe. Whatever it is. You have been so successful in business. So now whatever you tell them after that, they are already happy and excited. They are smiling. You have been very supportive in the past. And I really appreciate that. You have an amazing mind for business. I may need some advice, some guidance on XYZ, but you started with a compliment. You are one of the most entrepreneurial people I have met. Something like that. So you are complimenting them. And these examples that I've written here are for warm market. However, there are those for cold market, like the one I've talked of. You've met someone for the first time in a hotel, they have served you, and you are complimenting them for that service. So for warm market, these are the people you have known before, and you can see all the examples are aligned to that. For cold market, the one I just mentioned, you have given us an amazing service. Thank you so much. Or you've just met, and as you converse, someone say something, and then you compliment. Wow, you are super sharp. What do you do for a living, if I may ask? That makes a lot of sense. Are you an expert? Are you an expert in that? Something like that. So you are complimenting them. I hope we are flowing together. If you are with me, say we are together on the chat. I don't want to move so fast and lose anyone. If you are with me, chat, we are together. I just want to see we are together, one or two, and then we move on. This is the most important training ever that you'll ever come across. I can see, so many now, I don't even know who to read comment for. We are together. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, team. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Now we move on. So that is a compliment. Let's go to the third step, step 3. You have shown this person you are in a hurry. You have complimented them. Now you want to invite them. Now, inviting here doesn't mean you tell them, hey, there's a meeting somewhere, come. No. This is a different thing altogether. It is still part of like prospecting, not the actual inviting for a meeting. But inviting itself is a process. It has steps. In fact, from this point all the way to the end, step 8, you realize that all of them are aspects of inviting. Okay. So depending on the approach you are using, and we have 3 approaches for inviting the prospect, you'll address it or attack it differently. The 3 approaches are here: direct approach, indirect approach, and super indirect approach. Direct approach is where you are targeting the prospect to show them the opportunity. Indirect is where you are targeting that person, but as if it is not really the person you are targeting. It is as if they are coming to help you. Indirect. You are inviting them to come and help you in some way. But at the back of your mind, you want them to have a look at the opportunity so that they can help you, you know. According to the way you want them to look at it is that they are coming to advise you, help you, guide you. But at the back of your mind, you know they are still the target. Now, super indirect approach, it appears like it is not them that you're inviting, and it is not you that you want they help you, but someone else somewhere. Someone else somewhere. Let's look at examples. Now, direct approach. Direct approach. So here you are targeting the prospect himself or herself. Maybe it's a friend who expressed dissatisfaction with their job, and they had told you that they are fed up with that job, they are looking for another job. So now you'll ask them, when you told me that you are looking for another job, were you serious or you are just kidding me? So they are the target. And that's direct. Or you could tell them, my friend, I'm so excited. I have found a way to scale up our income. And this one, you'll love it. Now, forget about what after that. What next? Or let me ask you something. Would you be open to diversify your income? Or sometimes I've started it this way. By the way, are you open-minded in looking for opportunities that can scale your success? So that is a direct approach because you are targeting that very specific prospect. Okay. What about, okay, let's now first think of cold market before we go to indirect scripts. Cold market examples would be, you've just met with this person, engaging maybe over a cup of tea or in a corporate meeting somewhere, and you ask them, by the way, have you ever thought of diversifying your income? Now, it is so easy today, like here in Kenya, to use this kind of an approach because everyone is complaining of how tough the economy is. So if someone tells me, man, now we are being taxed everything, life has become unbearable, I will ask them, I know what you are talking about. And by the way, let me ask you, have you ever thought of diversifying your income? Now, other things can follow, something like, because for me, when I discovered life is becoming tougher and tougher, I had to think of a side business. You see now that conversation. But where we are is the question, have you ever thought of diversifying your income? Or do you keep your options open? Or by the way, you can even put it like, now the problem with many people, and that's why they are really complaining of economy, is that people are so fixed to only one source of income. I believe you are open-minded. And now that way you are opening up the discussion, and that is for cold market, but it can also work for warm market, not a problem. Or, by the way, do you plan to teach for the rest of your life? If it's a teacher. And the answer you want is clear. You want them to say no. And then now you have a way of continuing from there. So that is the first aspect of it. That is for direct approach. What about indirect? Indirect approach. Indirect approach is where you are bringing in this person with some respect as if you are superior. In fact, this works best when you are addressing people who are higher than you. I know I'm answering a question that many people have been asking. How do I approach my boss? How do I approach some CEO somewhere? And then this is how you do it. You bring them as if they are coming to advise you. Look at these examples here, like for warm market. Good afternoon, sir. I've just started a new business and I'm so scared. I think I need your advice before I move on. Would you mind having a look at it and you advise me on whether it's a viable business or some of the strategies I can use to grow the business? Then now, the next step will, without preempting much, the next step will definitely be to invite them for an actual presentation or send them a presentation. Now they are looking at that presentation so that they can guide you. But at the back of your mind, what do you want? Is it the guide? Is it the advice? No. You want them to have a look at it. And if they feel it's quite something, they'll ask you in. By the way, it sounds nice. I would also love to pursue such, or something like that. I am thinking about getting started with a business that I can run from my home. Would you help me to check it out? Okay. A friend of mine told me of a certain business, but I'm not so quite sure of whether it's a business that can change my life. Would you have a look at it and advise me? Of course, if you had complimented this person as, say, for example, I have always liked the way you are sharp in business. And you know what? A friend has shown me a business that I'm not so sure of. Would you mind having a look at it and you recommend whether it's something I can pursue, something like that? I hope we are finding this to be easy stuff, but depending on who you are talking to, okay? That is indirect script for warm market. And for negative people, still on warm market, but for negative people, you can say something like, I have started a business and I really need someone who can poke holes on it. I know you are critical enough. I know you are critical enough. What do you think of this opportunity? And then now you can show them the opportunity. Okay. And of course, if it is viable for them, they'll tell you it doesn't sound so bad, something like that. For cold market, you can use more or less the same thing that we've talked about. Doesn't make much difference here. But let's look at super indirect script. Super indirect. We looked at direct, indirect. Now we are on super indirect. So here, it's not about him, not about you, but about someone else. For example, I am expanding. I've started a business and I'm expanding in Kakamega. Do you know of any entrepreneurial-minded, ambitious people? Maybe 3 that you can link me with. Now, of course, this person comes from Kakamega. Do you know someone in Meru or some? Would you be knowing 5 committed, entrepreneurial-minded people in Meru? Because we are expanding our businesses around that region. And so they will want to know more about their business before they recommend anyone. And then you tell them, yeah, of course, that makes sense. You would love to know more before you indulge other people out there. And then now we'll go to the next step. We'll go to the next step. Once they have asked you for more information so that they can be able to recommend some people, it's a question of now giving them the opportunity, the presentation, inviting them or sharing the recording, whatever it is, the tool. So are you realizing that it doesn't matter who you are talking to, whether it's a governor, whether it's a senator, whether it's an MP, whoever it is, you can use indirect approach. Okay. That is quite something. So that you don't bypass anyone. You can be able to talk to anyone using whatever the relevant approach there. So for cold market, It is exactly the same as warm market. Just use the script as we have discussed. All right. Now, step 4. If you have done step 1, 2, and 3 very well, friends, then step 4 should be almost straightforward. It should be simple. And this is where now you ask them, if I would show you X, Y, Z, would you be willing to listen or to look at it? For example, if I shared with you a 4-minute video explaining the business, would you be willing to look at it or watch it? Now, there is this person you have told that you are expanding the business in Meru, and they have asked you for some information so that they can be able to see who to recommend, the kind of people to recommend. Then you ask them, if I shared with you a 4-minute video explaining the concept, would you be willing to watch it? So the answer should be yes at this stage, if you did step 1, 2, and 3 well. Okay. Or if I invited you for a brief meeting over the same, would you be willing to have a look at it? Something like that. But that one must be short. And I am happy that we have 2 videos, prospecting videos in our YouTube channel that you can always share. And both are below 4 minutes. So let's take advantage of that. So now when they say yes, you share there. And before you share, there is another step. But when they say no, don't share anything. Now the mistake we make is this. We don't go through all those steps. You just take your phone and the 4 minutes video and you throw to everyone in your phone book. When you do that, anytime you're tempted to do that, ask yourself, who are you sending to? And the answer is no one. Because you have not prepared anyone. So they'll just look at that as just, filling in their storage, their inbox. That is why people will delete your videos and messages before they read them, because they were not prepared first. So that is step 4, very important. If I, would you? And then step 5, you have not yet shared the video. You have not yet invited them for the meeting, but step 5 requires you get a time commitment. So they have said, yes, I wouldn't mind watching the 4 minutes video. So now you ask them, when do you think you could watch the video for sure? They will now run through their minds to see, when do I have some time? And they'll tell you, now today is Tuesday, they will tell you by tomorrow evening. So that is time commitment. So you are getting the second yes. When they tell you tomorrow evening, that is the second yes. Step 4, they told you, I wouldn't mind watching the video. Step 5, they have told you, I will have watched it by tomorrow evening. So that's the second yes. And we need a third yes. There we go, step 6, where you confirm the commitment. So now you are asking them, so if I called you tomorrow evening at 7 p.m., you will have watched it for sure? Remember, this sounds like a long process, but it's just 1 or 2 minutes. I mean, or even seconds. All this is just a minute or 2. It's only that I'm explaining. That's why it sounds like it's a long process, but it's just 1 or 2 minutes. And they'll tell you, yes, yes. So now you are calling them to reflect on the seriousness of the appointment or the commitment. So now once they have said yes, this is the third time, of course, then you can go to step 7, and this is the last yes you are looking for, the 4th yes that you are looking for. And so here you're just asking them, cool, So which number is best for me to call you tomorrow, 7 p.m. through which number? They will tell you just this number. Don't assume that the number you're using is the number they would prefer to be called through. So you are getting the specific time and number. But what you are looking for is, the number could be obviously the one, but you are looking for this fourth yes. Now, statistics show that if you follow those few steps, you will have increased the chances of this person taking the opportunity from 10% to over 80%, not necessarily 100%, but at least 80% is good enough. Now, have you noticed that sometimes you get 20 people saying they are coming for a meeting, or even 80 people saying they are coming for the meeting, and none comes, actually? It is because you stopped at this step here. You stopped it at the point where you just asked them. They said, yes, I'm open to having having diversified sources of income. And then you just straight tell them, come to Market Mansion, third floor, room 306 on Wednesday. Okay. And they tell you yes, which is a no. You've not checked on whether they are available. You've not checked on their commitment and all that. So it's important to go through those 7 steps. And once you have gotten to this point, guess what? And this last one is equally important. Get off the phone. That sounds like obvious, but let me tell you, there are many people who don't know when to stop talking. Hey, like I'm about to stop talking. Many people don't know when to stop talking. So they will keep on talking and talking and undoing what they had already done. At this point, they will start saying, wow, I can see you are serious. You are not like many fellows. They say they will come and they don't come. You know, I know you are a busy person, so thank you so much for really accepting to come. You know, now you are undoing. You are undoing what you have done. Yet you've done an amazing job. So once you are done with step 7, that you call them through this number, just get off the phone. But of course, in a smart way. Don't just end the call. That will be premature. Tell them something like, great, thank you for your time. See you then. Or let's talk then. And in fact, when you finish by thanking them, then they will feel, wow, I am appreciated. My little time is not wasted, has not been wasted. Okay? So that is how you go about it. I hope we are ready to take it to a whole new level. Remember, we are looking at how do you sponsor as many people as over 20. Pieros and I, some few years ago, sponsored 24 in 1 month. That is an average of how many people in a day? Like 1 person every single day. Okay. Is it possible to get these steps for subsequent revisions? Yes, we'll share this recording tonight so that you can always have a replay. So, ladies and gentlemen, we want to be sponsoring machines. You want to sponsor the whole world. Remember, this is a millionaire's business, but only when you get when you build a huge network, Here we are not talking of sponsoring 1 or 2. No. If you want massive results, if you want to really be a real millionaire, which is very possible, then you have to build a dynamic team. You've got to build a huge team that creates a huge momentum. And you know the multiplication that happens in our business. If you sponsor 20 this month, then it means next month, you and the 20 are sponsoring, and they are likely to emulate you. So that grows to 100 within 2-3 months. And in a year, we are talking of a few thousands of people in your team. That, ladies and gentlemen, is a president business that will overpay you. I hope someone in the call is changed and feeling, yes, I'm going to do it big time. Now, precaution as I drop the mic. If you don't practice what we've learned tonight, tomorrow, if you don't practice tomorrow, you can be sure you will never do it. And because I know you have taken those steps, please, tomorrow, practice those steps as they are. For everyone that you are going to encounter, practice them. You might not be perfect, but by the end of the day, you'll be perfect. The more you use the steps, the more you become perfect. And that is what we want. So thank you so much. God bless you. I'll share the recording. You share with your teams as they join. Whoever joins your team, share this with them so that from the one go, they are good in sponsoring, and your business will grow exponentially.